Alright, hello everyone, this is the Crunchy Fat, and today I will be doing part 1 of What If Female Deku is the Gargantuan Leviathan. Now, I will probably post this today or whenever I feel like it, so if it comes up randomly, then you'll know why. I'm currently recording this on, I'm currently recording this on the 29th of May. Now, I want to go over a few of Izumi's abilities, who she's related to in this, and basically what her personality will be like. So her quirk will be called Gargantuan Leviathan, and her abilities will be the ability to teleport between bodies of water. So, like, she can teleport from a river or lake to the ocean if there's one nearby. She can also gigantification is another one, and she can grow up to 1,700 meters. And sorry about that. And amphibiousness is one of her is also going to be a part of her quirk. The art you see here is done by, as you can see in the corner, Zura. And so if you have any questions about Gargantuan you'd like to ask Zura, you can join her Discord, by going to their channel and then going to their About section, and then headed and join their Discord from there. Anyway, she'll be related to. Hold on, give me a minute. Oh yeah, she'll be related to Mount Lady. She'll be Mount Lady's younger sister. And if you're seeing a pattern of her being related to pro heroes, yes, this is a thing. Anyway, and her personality, she will sort of be like the type who will fight somebody to show them that she is more dominant. She is more dominant or more powerful than them. So she'll basically fight for that reason. So if she finds somebody who thinks they're better than her, she will fight them to prove that she is better than them. And no, this is not Bakugo's superior. She's not going to have the same superiority complex as Bakugo, where Bakugo thinks he's better than everyone else. She knows that she's better than everyone else. Anyway, let's continue. Let's start the story. So, Izumi will be born to Mount Lady's parents. I'm not going to bother looking up their last name because I'm way too lazy. Anyway, they begin. When she's born, she does have her human legs, along with the leviathan tail that you see in the background, along with pale white skin, white hair, and 2 orange eyes with black sclera. Izumi would be taken home as Mount Yu. I think her name was Yu. Yu would come back home from her hero school because she's just come home from middle school. As she sees her parents holding a little baby, as parents would tell you that this is her younger sister, Izumi. They would say that you sort of have the same gigantification quirk as her, but it's a lot more. But she's a bit larger. Hold on, give me a minute. What about that? As they'd say that there's a possibility that her gigantification quirk, when she's old enough, will allow her to grow to 1,500 meters. And for those of you who are my American viewers, Give me a minute. That's about 4,921.25 feet in height. So you're welcome to my American viewers. Anyway, continuing on. Izumi will have a relatively normal childhood where people are impressed by her quirk and say that it's quite impressive. And this doesn't really go to her head it's not going to go to her head because she doesn't have the same type of ego as Bakugo. She sort of like takes it as a compliment rather than an outright fact. Because her parents raised her right. It's just that sometimes her personality to fight other people will kick in. Anyway, as Izumi's growing up, she actually makes quite a few friends with other people who have water-based quirks. Sorry about that. My brain just froze for a second there. Anyway, as Izumi and her friends are basically out at the beach one day. Now, they're about 10 years old at this time. As her and her friends are at the beach, and only a few of them can actually go completely underwater. Izumi is one of those few, as they decided to come with the idea of those that can control water can create a bubble around them by pushing out the water, and Izumi can basically cup them in her hand, sort of like how you sort of like make like a holding thing when you're trying to hide something in your hand, like it covers it completely, like that. She'll be doing that, as they would then begin to swim in the ocean with Izumi. With the friends initially being on Izumi's back when they're getting to like quite deep waters. I'll say that the water is only a couple meters deep, so about 30 to 40 meters deep. So Izumi just needs to like flip her body around it, and she's already about 1,500 meters down. So she'd basically already be in the Twilight Zone. And no, it's not based off. And I know a lot of you do know what the Twilight Zone is, but for those of you who don't know, it's basically the point in the ocean where light begins to no longer reach that point in the ocean, and it becomes very dark. Anyway, continuing forward, Izumi and her friends would basically be swimming at that point in the ocean. Not in the Twilight Zone, she is a bit further out, as she felt like a little nibble on, like something like pinch her side, as she would grab it, pull out of the water, as she would find that it was give me a minute. For plot's sake, I'll say it's like a cookie cutter shark. And for those of you who don't know what cookie cutter shark is, it's basically like a little shark that will go around and bite cookie-sized shapes out of animals. It's like it hadn't taken a chunk out of Izumi because her skin is a bit too thick for it to bite through. And she'd basically lift it up and then just flick it back into the water as she begins to swim back to where her friends are. As we will then get to when Izumi is 15 years. Actually, she'll be 18, so UA will be at college, but I'm going to cover what she did in high school. So at 15 years of age, Izumi Izumi and a few of her friends had joined a swim team for their high school, as they actually would have won their high school a couple gold medals. from championships that they took part in. And Izumi and her friends had not used their quirks during the championships. They only used their quirks when they were facing against quirk users. Quirkless people, they didn't really use their quirks. As one day, she suddenly hears somebody starting a fight she hears somebody bullying one of her friends, basically calling their quirk absolutely useless and that they'll never be a hero with it. As they were about to throw a punch, as Izumi would catch it. As Izumi would look at them and say, "You're wanting to be a hero too, right? But you're acting more like a villain rather than a hero. This is not really a personality that suits a hero, now is it?" As this person would look to her and say, "What are you going to do about it, weakling?" With Izumi beginning to laugh, as everybody in the area realized that this guy screwed up. Now here's the thing. This kid that's bullying Izumi's friend, he's relatively new to the school, so he does not know what Izumi is capable of. As Izumi would say, "Oh, you have absolutely no idea what I can do you?" As she would then smile and say, "Let me give you a taste of what I can do." As she would punch the guy in the face, as he'd go about halfway across the hallway, and smash into a wall, as he's basically already out. He's knocked out cold. As she'd then say to him, walk up to his unconscious body, near unconscious body actually, as she would say, "Let this be a reminder to you. Pick on somebody who's close to me, and I will deal with you personally." As she'd then walk off, as the guy is basically being wedged out of the wall right now. As she'd then walk to her class and continue with her lessons until, over the intercom, the principal would call for Izumi to come to the office. As Izumi would basically head there, as the principal would say that Izumi just can't go around beating people up just because they're attacking people. Now I'm going to say this: her friend's water-based quirk is relatively weak, and some of the people in the school only respect people with very powerful quirks. So like Izumi, she has a very powerful quirk, so people respect her. As Izumi would say, "Well, maybe some of the students here." And the guy she knocked out is there, and he's fully conscious again. He just has like a fractured cheekbone. I should say, "Well, maybe some of the students here should begin to respect those who have weaker quirks because they're quite lucky to even have a quirk." As she's basically glaring at the guy who bullied her friend. As he'd say, "Izumi," the principal would say, "Izumi, you can't keep going around doing this. It's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to expel you, and you won't be able to become a hero in the future." With Izumi saying, "If you're really going to ruin my chance of being a hero when I was doing what a hero should do, then this school's basically lost then this whole world has basically lost the idea of what a true hero is." I should then leave the office. As the guy who was bullying Izumi's friend would say, "Aren't you going to stop her?" As the principal would say, "I really can't do anything about her. She's right. this whole world has lost the idea of what a true hero is. A true hero is meant to protect and look after the innocent with the power that they were given. But right now, with the quirkless people becoming rarer and rarer, they're being less respected by people with quirks and are put to the side, while those with quirks are actually protected. So she basically has the right idea of what a hero should be, just as she wishes the world shared her idea as well. So I'm like sorry for like random spikes in my voice. It's like sometimes I get a cold twitch up my spine, so like my voice will spike sometimes. Anyway, continuing forward. As Izumi is basically makes it back to class and finishes her lesson for that day, as she'd begin to head home. As a couple of years would go by as it's the end of high school, with the teacher coming out and saying that he has their application sheets for the jobs they want in the future. As he'd then say, "I'm just kidding. I know all of you want to be heroes." Now then, let's get go. We actually have a couple people going to hero schools. Now, Izumi and her friends, who will be going to separate hero schools, so they won't all be in UA. So here's what's going to happen. Okay, so let's just gonna say this. Izumi will be going to UA, and her friends will be going to other hero schools. Some of them will be going to Shiketsu High, and the others will be going to other schools. As the teacher would say, we have one person who's wishing to go to UA. As he would then say that it was Izumi who's wishing to go to UA. As a lot of people would basically know that Izumi is one on. Sorry about that. As Izumi's headed home, her older some of you who have made it, would be waiting at the front gate in her civilian clothing. As Izumi would say, you, I didn't think your shift would end so early. With you responding with, today ended a lot quicker than I expected. Hold on. Sorry about that. As they would then head home with you saying, so, you're planning on going to UA and your friends are going to Shiketsu High. With Izumi saying, yeah, I really am going to miss them, but we have each other's contact details so we can meet up whenever. With you saying, so, what will you be doing for those 10 months? With Izumi saying, I don't know, probably be training for them for the 10 months and studying. With you saying, so would you like me to help you train? With Izumi saying, so I'm guessing you're going to be helping me train in hand-to-hand combat then? With you saying, well, yeah, you can't really use your quirk in residential areas due to how big you get. With you, Izumi saying, yeah, you're quite right. As he would say, you know what, I actually have a interview later on today. If you'd like to join me in it, because I can bring a guest on. With Izumi saying, sure, I'd quite like that. It'd be nice to see you in hero costume. Which I think is pretty good, but I think I need to design my own. Actually, I have my own hero costume designed. Would you like to see it? With you saying, sure, I'd love to see it. with Izumi presenting her design for her hero costume. Now it's basically like a a swimsuit, but due to her quirk being based on aquatic stuff, so it's sort of like Sue's costume, but it's got white, black, and orange streaks in it. As it's sort of like made out of the same material. With her also saying that we could probably go with the same idea for your hero costume, because you said you put some bits of your hair fibers into your hero costume, right? So it wouldn't tear when you use your quirk. With you saying, yeah, I did. As Izumi would say, well, I was thinking we could do the same thing with my hero costume. As you would say, that's actually a really good idea. You've really thought of everything for your quirk, haven't you? For your hero costume as well. With you saying, yeah, I have. Only thing I haven't really thought about is how I will be in water-based combat. Because as we know, I can't really get quite large unless I'm in a fairly deep part of the ocean. With you saying, yeah, you're right. So it's a deal then. I'll be training you for the 10 months. As Izumi would say, yeah, I guess you will be. And that is where I'm going to end this part off. If you guys do enjoy it, I will see you all later. Also, I am planning to release a What If on Halloween, but you guys are going to have to wait for that. If this video has been uploaded after Halloween, then you guys have already seen it. If it's been uploaded before it, then you haven't seen it, but you will be surprised if you do. So, see you then. Ta-ta.